everyone back with Exodus chapter 25 talks about the contributions for the sanctuary. It says, the Lord said to Moses, speak to the people of Israel, if they take for me a contribution from every man whose heart moves him, you shall receive the contribution for me. And this is the contribution that you shall receive from them: gold, silver, and bronze, blue and purple, with scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen, goat's hair, tan ram skin, goat skins, acacia wood, oil for the lamps, spices for the anointing, oil for the fragrant incense, onyx stones, and stones for setting, for the ephod, and for the breastpiece. And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell in their midst, exactly as I show you concerning the pattern of the tabernacle, and of all its furniture, so you shall make it, the ark of the covenant. They shall make an ark of acacia wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be its length, a cubit and a half its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. You shall overlay it with pure gold, inside and outside shall you overlay it. You shall make on it a molding of gold around it. You shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them on its 4 feet, 2 rings on the one side of it, and 2 rings on the other side of it. You shall make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold. And you shall put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark to carry the ark by them. The poles shall remain in the rings of the ark; they shall not be taken from it. And you shall put into the ark the testimony that I shall give you. You shall make a mercy seat of pure gold; 2 cubits and a half shall be its length, and a cubit and a half its breadth. And you shall make 2 cherubim, which are angels, of gold. A hammered work shall you make them. On the 2 ends of the mercy seat, make 1 cherub on the one end, and 1 cherub on the other end. It's kind of like the angels are like kind of guarding God's throne in a way. It says, let's see. It says, of one piece with the mercy seat shall you make the cherubim on its 2 ends. The cherubim shall spread out their wings above, overshadowing the mercy seat with their wings. Their faces one to another towards the mercy seat which God sits on shall the faces of the cherubim be. And you shall put the mercy seat on the top of the ark, and in the ark you shall put the testimony that I shall give you. There I will meet with you, and from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubim that are on the ark of the testimony, I will speak with you about all that I will give you, a commandment for the people of Israel. So basically, it's like these 2 angels, the cherubim, are basically guarding God's throne and bowing down to Him. It's pretty awesome how that is. And of course, that He's so holy that the angels have to cover their eyes because He's so holy, and it's amazing. The table for bread. You shall make a table of acacia wood; 2 cubits shall be its length, a cubit's breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. You shall overlay it with pure gold, and make a molding of gold around it. And you shall make a rim around it, a handbreadth wide, and a molding of gold around the rim. You shall make for it 4 rings of gold, and fasten the rings to the 4 corners at its 4 legs. Close to the frame the rings shall lie, as holders for the poles to carry the table. You shall make the poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, and the table shall be carried with these. It shall make its plates and dishes for incense, and its flagons and bowls and bowls with which to pour drink offerings. Shall make them of pure gold, and shall set the bread of the presence on the table before me regularly. The golden lampstand. Shall make a lampstand of pure gold. The lampstand shall be made of hammered work. Its base, its stem, its cups, its calyxes, and its flowers shall be of one piece with it. And there shall be 6 branches going out of its side, 3 branches of the lampstand out on one side of it, and 3 branches of the lampstand out on the other side of it. 3 cups made like almond blossoms, each with calyx and flower on one branch, and 3 cups made like almond blossoms, each with calyx and flower on the other branch. So for the 6 branches going out of the lampstand, and on the lampstand itself there shall be 4 cups made like almond blossoms, with their calyxes and flowers, and a calyx of one piece with it under each pair of the 6 branches going out from the lampstand. Their calyxes and their branches shall be of one piece with it. The whole of it, a single piece of hammered work of pure gold, shall make 7 lamps for it, and the lamps shall be set up so as to give a light on the space in front of it. Its tongues and their trays shall be of pure gold, It shall be made with all these utensils out of a talent of pure gold, and see that ye make them after the pattern for them, which is being shown you on the mountain. So God's showing all these things to them here on Mount Sinai, on how to build the temple, on how to build the Ark of the Covenant, the table of the bread of presence, the gold lampstand. And now the question is, why does God choose gold? Because of course gold is the precious metal of the earth. It is the precious metal of the earth. So of course God should be resembled as gold, because He is God. He should be represented as the most precious, mineral, I guess you could say. Of course, we're sitting here the gold lampstand. So I'm trying to say, you have the gold lampstand, Ark of the Covenant, the bread of presence. But of course, He chooses gold because it is, like I said, the gold is the best mineral, I guess you could say, in the entire world. So hence, God, the reason why He chose that is because he deserves to be represented as the most wonderful metal here on the world, or in the earth, which is gold. That's why God, that's why God chose gold, because it represented His glory. It represented His holiness. And like I said, gold is the most precious metal on earth, and God should be represented as that because He's God. And His holiness is pure. Hence why He chose gold, which is the precious metal on earth. But it's pretty amazing how that is. So I'm gonna go to has the Ark of the Covenant here. I'm gonna read a little bit about it and show you a picture of it. So the Ark of the Covenant was the only piece of furniture in the most holy place. The Ark and its contents were kept hidden from view at all times. The Ark itself was a wooden chest overlaid with pure gold, measuring about 4 feet long, about 2 feet wide, and about 2 feet high. It contained within it the 2 stone tablets of the testimony, the 10 Commandments. The author of Hebrews, which is pretty much Paul, as many believe, adds that it also contained a golden urn holding the manna, which is the bread from heaven, and Aaron's staff that budded. The ark was not to be touched by human hands. The 2 wooden poles overlaid with gold were used to transport it and were not to be removed from the ark. The mercy seat or atonement cover was a solid golden slab that fitted perfectly on the top of the ark. The golden cherubim, which are the angels, which were hammered out of the same piece of gold, had wings outstretched over the mercy seat, the faces that looked downward and in awe, pretty much, of God's glory, God's holiness. It's like I said, the reason why they made the angels like that, the reason why they had the angels right there at God's throne was representing that angels bow down before God and are on His throne. They guard God's throne, and of course, with them covering their eyes, it shows how holy God is, because He's so holy that not even the angels of heaven can look upon Him. It's pretty awesome. It says, it was here from between the cherubim that God spoke to Moses, the representative of the people of Israel. Ancient, I can try to say this word right. Ancient iconography often depicts cherubim as having a lion-like body, wings, and human face. And still, what most people think about angels. Angels are not what you think they look like. Of course, you see pictures of angels being human beings with wings. No, angels do not look like that. Angels, of course, look totally different from what we think. Angels, like it just describes here, the cherubim, they have like a lion-like body. They have wings and human face. See, angels, and of course, when you read the Old Testament, whenever angels appear to the prophets, they drop down in fear because of how they looked. Of course, the angels of God are not evil. They're good. They're pure. They're of God. But they look dreadful. But they're not. But it's just how they look. But of course, those are the good angels that represent God. Of course, the fallen angels are the demons. But anyway, it's just very amazing how angels really look in real life. Anyway, So here's the picture of the Ark of the Covenant. So I'll show you this. So we all know what it looks like, but here's a picture of it right there. If you can see that Ark of the Covenant is what it looked like. All right. Now you have the table for the bread of the presence, or basically the table for the bread. The wooden table overlaid with pure gold was 3 feet long, about 2 feet wide, and about 2 feet high. It held the 12 loaves of bread, which represented the 12 tribes of Israel, of the bread of the presence, which were holy. Wooden poles overlaid with gold were inserted through the rings of the table when the table was transported. Of course, this is what the table of the bread of presence looked like. Pretty much just a table overlaid with gold with 2 bars on the side. And of course, the bread was on top. That's what it looked like. The 12 bread, the 12 loaves of bread represented the 12 tribes of Israel. Then now you have the gold lampstand. The gold lampstand was made of pure gold, hammered out of one solid piece, resting on a base. The central stem had 6 branches, 3 on either side, together carrying 7 lamps. The lampstand with its branches was modeled on a flowering almond tree. Of course, this is what the gold lampstand looked like. Yeah. Of course, this is what the Jews have during Hanukkah. So that's what it looked like. But anyway, summing it all up, I got about 4 minutes. The reason why God chose gold is because gold is a precious metal on earth. So of course, God should be represented as the precious metal on earth, which is gold. That's why He chose it. Of course, you have the Ark of the Covenant that I just talked about, and the reason why the angels are bowed down before God is basically they're showing honor to God. Of course, they're guarding God's throne. They're covering their eyes. So because God is so holy that even angels cannot look upon Him. Of course, you have the bread of presence that I just told you about, which 12 breads represent the 12 tribes of Israel, and you also have the gold lampstand, which the Jews have during Hanukkah. So, but anyway, that's chapter 25. I'll be right back with chapter 26.